Story of the day and only story of the day is about the black Galaxy S22 Ultra, and we are seeing this in hand, and I can't tell if it's dummy versions. It might be dummies, but regardless, I kind of wanted to show this against the red and the green one and say, hey, maybe I want the black one, or maybe I want the green one, or maybe I want the red one. And these photos of the black one come from H Park on Twitter, and he shows off these, black squared off edge Galaxy S22 Ultra, the phone that people are going to want. This will be a very popular color. I expect this phone to probably be in the higher storage amounts, probably the only color. If I had to take a wild guess based off what Samsung has done in the past, they'd probably keep some of the more fun colors, such as the red and the green, for probably like the 128 gigabyte version. But yeah, if you're gonna want the extra storage, I'm guessing again, you're probably gonna have to end up getting this color, the black, which it does not look bad whatsoever. It looks really, really nice to the point where, I wouldn't be upset if I had it. I'd be like, that's a kind of a dope looking color. But at the same time, when we look at this versus the red and the green, especially that's like Christmas colors. We're in Christmas season, holiday season, and you just compare that to the black. The red and the green just look so much more fun, so much more livelier. And I really hope this time, if out of any of the times, I shouldn't say, because in the past I wanted the same thing. Samsung didn't do it, but ultimately I want Samsung to offer these phones in the higher storage amount so that we can get a phone with amazing storage, but also in a fun color. But at the same time, we'll probably have a black case on it, so what does it matter anyway? This one's gonna be about the Xiaomi 12 Pro, a phone we don't really talk about here a lot, but we have the specs on this, and this phone is looking like an absolute spec beast. If you like specs, this is a full meal to chew on, so check this out. This information is coming from Ishan Agarwal, who got it from a Weibo user, and woke up and chose violence. I don't even know what that means. Anyways, Xiaomi 12 Pro, 6.73 2K 120 Hertz Dolby Vision display with 50 megapixel main camera, 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 50 megapixel 2x telephoto, running the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, 4600 milliamp battery. You're gonna have 120 watt fast charging, 50 watt wireless charging, 10 watt reverse charging, which means you can charge your device on the back. It's gonna weigh 205 grams and be 8.16 millimeters, thick on there. And you can see the different colors it's gonna come in, what it's going to look like. But again, it's not gonna come out here in America, but it should come out in a lot of other places, I believe. I don't think it's just a China phone. So you're gonna see this. It's a freaking crazy, fast charging, somewhat big battery, beautiful display, everything that you'd probably pretty much want in a phone. So our story of the day is gonna make a lot of people happy. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot of you guys, because a lot of you guys want this. And this is coming from Sam Mobile, saying that there is exclusive information that they have, that there's going to be a 1 terabyte version of the Galaxy S22 Ultra, because most likely the S22 line of phones, that would be the 22, 22 Plus, or 22 Ultra, will not have a micro SD card. So a lot of you want the ultimate most storage that you can get. And if you can get that 1 terabyte version, like they're actually saying might come out from Sam Mobile, then this is awesome, awesome news. I don't need it. You might need it. I definitely don't need it. I'd probably go at the 256 or 512 version of this, but ultimately, yeah, very good news. We'll see if it ends up coming to be true, but at least it's heading in that direction, seemingly that it's probably gonna come out. Next up is the blue color for the Galaxy S22, which, again, these colors are looking pretty sweet. And when we check out these colors, this is a render coming from Let's Go Digital. It is a quite nice blue color. I like it. Would I want it over some of the other colors that we saw in the 22 Ultra? Probably not. More so than the black, I guess, or more so than the, potentially more than the white, but more than the green or the red, probably not. But still, it's nice to see a blue type, soft blue color at that, for the S22 line coming out fairly soon. When you get this. So you're looking at, again, S22 line probably going to come out looking like anyway mid to late February at this point, due to lack of processors in the world and lack of products and COVID affecting all that stuff. So bear that in mind when these phones come out. All today's videos are about, or stories I should say, are all about the update Android 12/One UI 4 for Samsung phones and all of these devices that are getting it before February. It's pretty wild. So let's go through this list. First of all, Sam Mobile reporting Samsung's killing it. Galaxy Tab S7, S7 Plus getting the Android 12 updates. That should be rolling out basically about right now, so check for your software updates in that. Next, you get the Galaxy Z Flip 3 and Fold 3 in the USA is starting to get the Android 12 update in the US. I kind of spoke about this the other day. I know people on Verizon had been getting it. I have an unlocked version. I don't have it currently, so keep that in mind. You might not have it just yet, but just go on your software updates on a regular basis and check if you get it, or you might even get a pop-up when it shows in there. Also, to add on to this, Sam Mobile put out a long list of devices that are going to get the One UI 4 Android 12 update before February 2022. That list includes the S10, S20, S21, Note 10, Note 20, Flip, Flip 3, Fold, and Fold 3. So you're looking at all those devices getting, or it might even be rolling out at this point, but at least getting it before February 2022. They do go on to say that per country you might not get it, you might get it later or earlier. It depends where you live and all blah, blah, blah. As you know, not all Samsung's device updates are made the same. Some people in one country might get it months before we get it here in the US and vice versa. But again, keep that in mind. It's still good news that all these phones are going to be getting it in the very, very near future. Your story of the day is about the Galaxy S22 Ultra in all the colors that it's going to come in, side by side by side. These are renders, so it's not like official photos, but they're the official colors that will come out for the phone, so you can see them all lined up in all of their glory. And the people over at Let's Go Digital have come up with these renders showing all 5 of these colors, and here they are lined up. You see the green, you see the red, the black, the white, and the bronzish color. And looking at these, when I see them lined up like that, the white obviously stands out pretty nicely. The bronze doesn't look too bad, but ultimately I think I'd go white, red, or green, just to bypass the bronze. I've had bronze recently, I've had black recently, and I just want to taste something different, if you get my drift on that. Some other things that seemingly will come along with this. So when you look at that bronze phone, it seemingly will come with a black S Pen, whereas some of the colored phones on here, such as the red one, seemingly looking like it'll come with a red S Pen. But ultimately, it depends on the phone that you get. It might be colored for the same color as the phone, but it seems like otherwise it'll probably come with the black one. Most of the phones are coming with the black S Pen. Don't be surprised if all of them do, but if this ends up being true, but ultimately some of them might be colored up with the same color, like the green might have the green, the black might have the black, but the other 3 colors might end up with the black colored S Pen on there if all things go as seemingly expected. Also, take into note that what we expect with these phones is that the S22 Ultra, depending upon where you live, will either have the Exynos 2200 or the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, and anywhere between 12 to 16 gigs of RAM, depending upon if you get the 256, 512, or 1 terabyte of storage. Stereo speakers, IP68 rating, ultrasonic fingerprint reader under the display, ultra wideband and 5G connectivity, and the phone is rumored to have a 5,000 milliamp battery, 45 watts of fast charging, and wireless charging as well. So keep all of that stuff in mind. No micro SD card. I know someone's probably going to ask it, but story of the day, OnePlus 10 Pro full specs. This phone should be out fairly soon, and by looking at this, we got Ishan Argawal putting out a tweet about this showing that it's going to have a 6.7 inch 120 hertz LTPO display with 5,000 milliamp battery and the 80 watt super charging, and then 50 watt charging on there as well with a reverse wireless charging, which would be nice. Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. Camera setup's gonna be 48, 50, and 8 megapixel with the 2nd gen Hasselblad camera, 32 megapixel front camera. The stereo speakers will be set on there with Oxygen OS 12 running it. LPDDR5 RAM with UFS 3.1 storage, and then you can see the measurements and all that, but that looking like the OnePlus 10 Pro. So if you're excited about that, you have something to look forward to The phone last year was nice. It had some overheating issues, which took away from it, but otherwise it's still a nice phone. Next up is an official photo of the Galaxy S22 Ultras. And yesterday we talked about the S Pens maybe being different colors based off each other of which phone you got. Like if you got the red, it might come out as red, and green might be green, but the white and the black phones would have the black one. And it looks like all of them are gonna have the same exact color S Pen, which it's looking like they're probably gonna have black S Pens on there. Kind of weird. I really think they should color match these to give it some more feel to it. I feel like Apple would probably do something like that. I feel like Samsung should do the same. Like, how much more is it to actually just paint the color of the S Pen so that it matches the phone? A little bit of a disappointment, I feel like, but it's not going to ruin the experience overall. But what do you guys think? First and only story of the day is about just a comparison of the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra versus the Galaxy S22 Ultra. And as if you remember, S22 Ultra will be the first Galaxy S line phone with not only an S Pen, because they've had S Pens that are compatible with the last year's version, but the first year with the Galaxy S line with it completely into the phone itself and also the squared off edges. And when we look at this tweet from the Galox saying Galaxy Note 20 Ultra versus the S22 Ultra, he says he personally prefers the design of the Note 20 Ultra. But I mean, I just wanted to kind of compare the two so you get a better look at these. And ultimately, the first thing you notice, and I talked about this yesterday, is that the pen matches the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. It's black on the S22 Ultra, which is kind of unfortunate in a way that they're not giving us matching S Pens so that it matches the phone. They're all going to be black S Pens. And then the next thing you'd want to look at are squared off edges, obviously, on both of these. So, looks the same in that regard. The other part of this would be the camera setup. You look at the camera setup. I personally, myself, I like not seeing any kind of silver or anything squared off on the camera itself. I like the camera's kind of being independent of any such, like block or anything that's attached to the phone. But I can see how someone might like the Note 20 Ultra, where it does have that little block on there housing the cameras and the flash and all that stuff. But I actually prefer it just being straight up built into the phone. I think it's a cleaner look. Makes it look more modern as well. But that will be your question of the day. Which phone do you think looks better? The Note 20 Ultra or the S22 Ultra? And remember, I'm not talking about software features or performance or anything like that, just the design of the phone, because software and feature-wise, the S22 Ultra should have all the same S Pen features and everything that you loved about the Note 20 Ultra, but in a couple, newer, modern, more designed with performance features that are much more improved versus that generation as well. With that said, let's jump into the Q&A portion of the video and drop that boom. First question of the day comes from Mr. Ali. Hey, Greg, I heard from other vloggers the S22 Ultra might come with 256 as the base memory storage and 8 gigs of RAM. What have you been hearing about it? Also, are they going to add the charging blocks back in the box? I know you put a little laughy thing. Of course, I would highly doubt they're going to put a charging block back into the box. As for 8 gigs of RAM, that seems extremely low, especially for the Ultra version. I would call that as false, and I haven't even heard anybody say that, so I don't know who you're talking about. So it should be 12 gigabytes of RAM for the S22 Ultra at the base. Ben's Tech Life says, hi, Greg. Did you know or have you heard the S Pens will all be black with the tip or the clicker being colored the same as the phone's color on the S22 Ultra? Oh, and Merry New Year. So obviously I've talked about the phones being black. I haven't noticed that the clickers are going to be different colors, but it would kind of make sense. Maybe I just didn't see it on the picture, but wouldn't surprise me if they were to make it kind of match with the phone. But when I looked at the photo, I didn't notice it, but I don't have the best eyesight, let's be honest. Snide Sky 8 Gamer says, if you would have the S22 Ultra, which color and SD card slot would you pick? SD card slot, I don't know what you mean by that, because there's not going to be an SD card on there. As for the color, I would think I'd like to choose red or green, and then white, and then black. So black would be my least favorite. White would be my second least favorite, but because I just haven't really had a green or red phone. That's really why I choose those colors. Gimo says, how to control volume without buttons in Android is accessibility menu only option. No reliable way like iPhone in notification panel. So to control the volume, I haven't actually dove into that too much. I'm going to make that on my list of videos to make. I don't know the answer off the top of my head. I will look into it. If I can figure it out, I will make a video because I think that will make for a nice video. JR Cunin says, not really a question, but Happy New Year. Nothing but good thoughts for you and your family for another year. Also keep up the good work, brother. Thank you so much. This has been probably my best year with growth and everything else with the channel. So keep on watching, guys. It's been awesome, and it's been fun so far. So again, thank you so much. Silverblade says, will you be bringing us more tech news from the bathroom? Nothing beats discussing juicy news in the bathroom. No, unfortunately, I probably won't be. Like I said, my Connecticut trip is running to its end, and I'm at my sister's house now, and as you can see, I'm outside right now, so yeah, probably not. And our last question comes from Digital Death 187. If you could only have one phone, would you consider trading your Z Fold 3 for the S22 Ultra? Would I consider it? Yes, I would. Will I do it? Probably not. I've had basically every amazing phone that you could have had this year against the Z Fold 3, and I know the S22 Ultra will be better than anything Samsung's probably released up to this point. But still, I've had the iPhones, I've had the Pixel phones, I've had Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. The S22 Ultra, I can't see it pulling me away from it. So I'm gonna say no, it probably won't pull me away from it being my day-to-day phone. There you guys go. That is your questions. This is the beginning of a new year, so hopefully I'll give you another question. What is your New Year's resolution? I don't believe in resolutions. I think they're lame, but let me know what you guys, if you have one. We'll see you guys down the road. And if you have a question, leave it in the comments down below with the word question and then write your question out. Peace.